Right, very good morning. It is such a beautiful day, and my body feels like I've been in a WWE wrestling match. However, in 2 days' time, I'm at the doctor's and I'm going to ask the doctor, first of all, blood test because of something I never thought of. It did happen years ago when I lived at West Denton and it freaked me out, which meant I was straight up to the doctors. And it's happened again. But this time, one was from the front end and this one's from the back end. So, yeah, it did freak me out. So, and also, I'm going to ask the doctor on 2 days' time to make me an appointment for the physio as well, because when the British Red Cross delivered the stick, something I wasn't expecting happened, and that was I thought this technician was going to see how I handled the stick and adjust it. No, that didn't happen. So that's one of the things I have to sort out. Second of the things I have to sort out, I saw on Temu, and I also saw this same thing on TikTok, and that is a harness so I can go hands free. And then I can still do video content for you beautiful people. Now, just put three little reels up to Instagram, and somebody has been in touch immediately, and they are going to send me an invite, and what they're going to do is sort out the code. Now, one thing I want to tell you is this. The other day, a very famous person was on Breakfast TV on BBC One, and his name, Jamie Oliver, the Naked Chef. Well, that's where he began, and he was explaining to the presenters about dyslexia and understanding words, etc. Now, one of the things I really struggled with, and I've seen over 1,700 videos on this subject. Now, you know, because I've shown you it, the Udemy course in coding. Now, here's what I don't understand, and there's been a few of you turned around and said about something called syntax. Syntax to me is like a foreign language. It's like me waking up and going to Russia or to Italy and immediately speaking Italian, Russian, or Spanish, that sort of thing. And years ago, when I was leaving school, comprehensive, the computers, do you remember the old Commodores, the Acorns? Well, they were coming in through the door, and just before I left the building, I've said this before, one of the staff at reception turned around and says, I want to show you something. And it was one of my art designs, which had won the school some money. I didn't even know anything about it because, when we're at school, we do something and we move on to the next, don't we? And like I say, these computers, there was loads of vehicles outside parked up, and they were bringing these into the studio. Typical, I forgot to press the button. Yeah. So, here's the thing, okay? 2 apps will go live end of this month. The hope is this. On the first one, Bolt, which I'm going to have to pay again. There's issues. I can't log in. So that needs to be fixed. Also, what needs to be fixed is Seeking You is not a dating site. No. Bolt got that mixed up. AI for you. But here's one thing, right? The second app is named after not just a Facebook page. It's also named after a YouTube channel. Now that channel has no content at all. And it also has something I thought years ago would be a forefront. However, 8K kind of fell on its backside and slid all the way to the bottom of the pile. So I've got to change that. But one thing is this. Sorting out these channels, and when I'm in Newcastle for our winners parade, they were talking last night on PD Proudlock, on Through Black and White Eyes, on The Toon Review, and where this parade will go from. I will be somewhere on that route. Don't know where I'll be, but I will be somewhere on that route. And, it's amazing as I'm speaking to you, I've got displays flashing up on my phone from Instagram and everywhere else. But what I'm trying to say to you is this. 2025, we're in March, we're nearly at the end of March, and I am chomping at the bit. Funds are about as low as you can get, which is why come the end of this month, I'm just going to plough the money in for the hosting. And I was even looking at servers for when a whole area, i.e. Newcastle upon Tyne and surrounding areas, all jump on. And the reason why was because what I want to do is be online first, and then second is acquire office space. because I want both of these apps to grow. And that's going to mean somebody is going to get the lucky call to turn around and say that they have Newcastle upon Tyne. They're going to manage it. And that's going to mean paying out wages, taxes, and other benefits. Now, that's going to come from like the money coming in, because both of these apps are going to be like bank details, and the first one is going to have two. That is cryptocurrency wallet and banking. So you have the choice between the two. And the reason why I'm doing that is because at some point the others will catch up. Like County Coin, which is currently on Facebook. Why? Because high streets are getting a bit thin where banking's concerned. And the whole process of that was to hire people eventually. Anyway, to all of you wonderful people out there, looking forward, I'm so excited. On Sunday, I was up at the crack of dawn and I just went from one job to the next job and my stomach was going over and over and I was so excited. And you know, I'll tell you one thing, right? I'll tell you one thing. There's lots of you have turned around and said in comments, "Oh, he's just shot his arm up in the air." Now, here's the thing for you, right? You don't go to sleep on a night time and you wake up and you're cured. That is a fallacy. Doesn't exist. So the NHS knows about that issue and that issue. The NHS also knows about the curve in the spine at the back. They also know because the physiotherapist, Mike, who is brilliant, took pictures of what's behind, because I can't see that. And that is in his report to said doctors. Now, as you saw in the other videos, yeah, this problem with my toes, big toes, in 2 days' time, I'll find out what's going to happen with them, because one, the left big toe has that red thing, but it's under the big toe. And at the front of big toe, next toe, and the other toe, there is marks where those marks weren't there at the beginning of the year. So what's happening, I haven't got a clue. But I will be in Newcastle for the Winners' Parade. I will be filming. And the hope is that the Carabao Cup is the first of many trophies for Newcastle United. And do you remember Yasser Al-Rumayyan, our chairman, being on the pitch? And he went, number one. That's what he wants. And because he is the governor of the Public Investment Fund, what that man wants, that man gets. And that is exciting for us as fans. It means that we are going to have players, maybe Brian Mbeumo. Apologies if I got the surname wrong. Was it Davids from the French League or others? There are many players. And as I said last night on PD Proudluck, I think 7 players will be moving on. So yes. One thing I will say, there are certain people, and they know who they are, who have turned around and said some nasty, nasty stuff. Well, guess what? You cannot stop what is coming. I'm very sorry to rain on your parade, but you can't stop what's coming. You never could. So you are in that tiny minority. And by tiny, I mean very tiny. So 2025, this is my year. This is our club's year, because like my songs proved, our players were brave enough on Sunday, and they did rise up to the challenge. So you can think what you like as people commenting on my videos. You can, but it still doesn't take away the fact that the things I'm creating will go live, and there's nothing you can do about it. So the only person who you're shouting at, well, that's yourself, because guns in there, straight out. Anyway, have a wonderful day. The sun is shining. I don't know if it's actually warm outside, but I intend to find out. Going to try the new stick. And the hope is that I can get this harness so I can go hands free. Thanks for watching.